What's up, everybody? It's Josh from Off Brand Horror back with another horror movie review. Today we are talking about what I can't believe I'm going to say is a classic from 2007, Paranormal Activity. If you don't know what Paranormal Activity is, here's a quick synopsis before we talk a little bit about this movie. What happens when you sleep? Soon after moving into a suburban tract home, Katie and Mika become increasingly disturbed by what appears to be a supernatural presence. Hoping to capture evidence of it on film, they set up video cameras in the house but are not prepared for the terrifying events that follow. This movie was like a first of its kind almost. I'm not exactly clear on the timeline. I just remember this was like, for me anyway, like the first kind of found footage movie that I watched. Of course, besides Blair Witch Project, right? Which is, they copied the exact marketing. They wanted you to think this movie was real. Even at the beginning of Paranormal Activity, it says like, Paramount Pictures would like to thank the police department for giving us this footage and allowing us to do this. And then goes on to have like only halfway decent acting and unbelievable things happen. Like, I know that's kind of the point, but like there's a part where her hair like comes up and you can hear like, and she's like, it's breathing on me. Okay, no, never in a million years would you catch something like that happening on camera. A, doesn't exist, all right, and B, not gonna happen on camera if it does exist. With that being said, I saw this movie back in 2007 when it came out. I was a teenager, went and saw it with a good friend of mine in a packed theater. And I remember back then thinking the movie didn't live up to expectations. It wasn't great. However, I had a good time because the audience was funny. The people who would get scared at the jump scares and the people that had their funny little comments throughout the movie. It was actually the type of movie where you want to hear those comments. Like it was made for that. So it was a good time. And so I was curious if I were to rewatch it now, being 30, if it would be scary. And the answer to that is no, it's not scary. Under the right circumstances, it could be scary. What if Kristen was on a trip, right? And I was home alone, laying in bed, put this movie on in a dark room, watched it by myself. I bet I'd be terrified. No matter how corny it is, that movie ends and every creak in your house is like in stereo. Storyline wise, it was decent. It was kind of annoying, but the main thing that was annoying was the guy. First of all, Mika, M-I-C-A-H, Mika, your name's Micah. Let's just get that out of the way first. Secondly, you are so freaking annoying. First of all, you went and got the cameras, right? The guy goes and gets the cameras. There's some paranormal activity and we want to catch it on camera. I was like, okay, fair enough. You set up the concept just like that. Then his girlfriend is like, I'm going to call a psychic in. And he laughs about it. And he's like, a psychic? Psychics aren't real. That's stupid. You went so far as to buying expensive cameras and microphones to catch a demon, but you don't want to hire a psychic just to see what happens. And he doesn't just not want to hire a psychic, he's a complete dick about it. And the psychic's like, I can't handle this, you guys gotta call like a demon expert because this is a demon, I deal with ghosts. And he's like, don't use a Ouija board. And Mika's like, okay, I'm gonna use a Ouija board. And he does this stupid thing where his girlfriend's like, promise me that you're not gonna buy a Ouija board. And he goes, I'm not gonna buy a Ouija board. And then he's like using it. I didn't buy it. Yeah. So Mika just keeps antagonizing the demon, right? He's like, come on out, bro. All he's doing with these cameras is capturing so much evidence, right? All these like exorcist movies, the priest is always like, the Vatican's gonna want overwhelming evidence. They have overwhelming evidence of something happening. And the girl keeps going like, so let's call this demonologist that the psychic told us about. And he's like, I'll deal with it, babe. How are you gonna deal with it? I'm gonna keep gathering evidence, babe. But what are we gonna do with the evidence? We're gonna watch it the next day, babe. It's physically hurting me. It bit me on the back. And it drug me out of my bed and tried to drag me into the attic. And I got it all on video, babe. Let's look at the Letterboxd reviews. I'm going on too long. Diana says 1 star. This is what happens when you sleep with the door open. Thank you, Diana. Exactly. I forgot I wanted to bring that up. What kind of psychopath sleeps with the door open? The door to their bedroom is wide open. I brought that up immediately, and Kristen goes, well, maybe they're just leaving it open because they're trying to capture evidence. And I was like, fair enough. But then they captured evidence. Then the demon bites her. The demon drags her out of bed. Still slept with the door open every single night. Psycho. Which, by the way, was this movie written and directed by Quentin Tarantino? At the beginning of the film, he's like, yeah, babe, I've got a camcorder. He goes down and he's like, records her feet. And he's like, you have nice feet. Later in the movie, before the demon ever drags her out of bed or anything like that, the demon picks the cover up and uncovers a foot. I'm guessing he uncovered her foot to look at it. And this was the second time her feet were referenced. So the demon and Mika both agree she's got real good feet. Written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. Molly says 2 stars. Mika was the real demon in this movie. I rest my case 100%. Agree with that. That should be the synopsis of the movie. And yeah, so my rating of Paranormal Activity after a good old rewatch is 2.5 stars. Catch you next time for another horror movie review.